So I'm back. Um, the fire alarm wasn't going off in this building. Particularly, it was going off in the building next to mine. And I went out, looked. There was no fire. There was no smoke. Um, and the alarm shut off shortly after I went out and checked. But fire trucks did arrive, and I guess everything's fine. I haven't heard any more alarms going off. But that was quite a while ago. I came back and I started thinking about how I was going to restructure this. Um, and I think that I've come up with a decent way of doing this. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to take in the key vault reference, uh, which is, the thing. I moved the key vault in that I had created into a new resource group by itself, so it's not going to be affected by our ARM template deployment here. But I can still reference the keys and still get them inside there, assuming that I have permission to, or whoever submits the ARM template to the API has permissions against the key vault to actually do this. So that's going to be one way of doing it. Another thing I decided to do is to split up the settings because it does look like I can have multiple um, arrays done with a looping inside the properties. So I'm looking forward to that working. So I'm able to have my static settings that I don't really care. They're not secret, right? Like this is the this this is what they are. Like disable notifications true, Discord message template, Discord notifications is queue name, function extension version. I should probably have this hard coded into the thing. I'll show you what I did there with some of those as well. Uh, but anyways, these are queue names and a Twitter tweet template and website default version. I think that I should take away uh, these ones that are actually like part here. So what I started doing was inside the config settings, I started doing this. So there's a couple of things that get set based off of some other things that we deploy in the resource group as settings, such as the website content share gets created from the storage name. Um, the uh, storage keys for website content file connection string and Azure job storage, uh, and those get created from the storage key. So I've basically copy and pasted some code that I found online to do that. It's pretty standard code. Um, I'm not extremely happy about having all this kind of logic inside of a resource. Uh, this would probably be a good thing to put out as a function because really the only thing that it takes in is a storage name, and it can figure out all the rest of it. So uh, probably just have a function somewhere that takes in the storage name and spits back that um, instead. So that'd be something better to do at some other point. And then app insights, the instrumentation key you can actually get off of the deployed resource. So you don't have to do anything special there. So this will help with some of these. So what I was thinking about is taking some of these other ones like that are kind of not my settings. They're ones that are part of Azure Functions and moving them into uh, here. So I'm going to do this one. Uh, and also move in this one because those are not my settings. Those are and this one as well. So if I move those ones in there, now I don't have to worry about them in my parameters. It's just my settings that are in here. So that's static setting static rather, and then I have settings secret. And this does the same thing. It's as before. It's secret name and app setting name, just in case for whatever reason they would have to be different, because it's possible, but not likely. And again, these ones will get pulled out of there. So what I'll have to do is create some logic that basically builds that along with this, to look up the keys. And there's some list keys or list secrets available, or all that. So there's things that I can do to get that. So we're going to investigate how to do that. But going back in here, so app settings is getting a little more complex. So in here, we're starting out with some name value pairs. That should be good. And then now we're going to do a copy, and we're going to have to do 2 copies. And since copy is an array, you can actually do 2 of them. So this is just going to be a little weird, but we'll do it. So first thing is that I need to go up here and change parameters and take in a settings static array and a settings secret array. I need to transform those down here. So settings static, settings static, and duplicate this one and change static to secret. Static to secret. So now we've got variables that represent these. Let me just make sure that I did setting static and setting secret. I also need to add this key vault reference parameter. This is a string. And comma here to make that correct. So I need to also transform this down here into a variable. So with that taken care of, that should handle my current parameters. So parameters are function name, location, key vault reference, statics, setting static, and setting secret. So down here, I already, at the end of this, where we're doing all this, I have the app settings loop, but I need to change this to app settings secret loop, because this is going to be based off of that. It's going to be based off the count of the settings secrets. The input is going to be name settings secret. Copy index. I need to make sure that this is the right index name in there. App settings. App setting name. So that's still the same in here. I'm still using secret name and app setting name. So we have app setting name. And now this is going to try to concat some things here, and we should be able to instead of referencing the secret name, we have to build the reference here. And to do that, we're going to have to concat some stuff. I'm just going to look at one of these secrets right quick in Firefox and look at their IDs. Uh, this one's not here. I see one that's well. This one's relatively innocuous in case I accidentally show the value or something. So secret identifier is actually this long thing here. Does that not have a secret identifier is a URI, but does that not have a like Azure setting? Like usually some kind of like list keys is what I was looking at for this. There's a actual list keys though, and that's the API endpoint. There's list secrets. Just look it up. ARM Azure list secrets. Resource name or resource identifier. So I'm not quite sure that I can actually do this the way that I wanted to, because it's a little difficult to deal with. See, list secrets example. Oh, that's right back to the documentation. I need somebody's actual like code. I might just have to take these in. So I don't want to do like this is going to be really difficult if I can't do some kind of looping through this to actually get the secret for it. Okay, going back here, there was some code that I had in this to begin with, and it's a reference on the secret name, which would be the name that we provide in here. I'm wondering if I put together the child resource of the secrets. So if I did, does this one have key vault in it somewhere? Yeah. which I think is in my key vault reference. So looking at my key vault reference here, it goes like this, and I bet if I do like / on that for the secrets, so I kind of removed those out of there. Let me look at the original automation script here. Should have the example for the secrets. I also should have this open up in one of these many tabs, but yeah, so this is what it looks like: provider, and then vaults, and then secret, and then the name. So I should be able to do that. So just / secrets, and then the name. So if we go back into VS Code here, down here, it's going to be reference concat variables. I still need to keep that in place. This is going to be variables. Key vault reference, and it deleted everything, which I definitely did not want. And then we also need to do secrets in here. Go back. Settings, secret. All right, so this should get the reference, but secret with URI version is the maybe something. Let me see if I can find. Okay, well, here's a good example. Reference, resource vault group, vault secrets, vault name, parameter secret name, and then this has to be in there. So this reference needs a comma. And this version, let me just make sure that this doesn't seem to want to do everything right. got some messed up parentheses somewhere. Well, that's fun. Let's see where I'm messing up here. Can I get the next one? Does it show me the next one? It doesn't, because it's acting weird. Alright, let me just make sure. Reference is ending at the wrong spot. So concat should end here, and then get rid of this. I think that's right now. Let me make sure that reference, yes, so it's ending there. That's good. Make sure concat ends in the right spot. So it might be a little hard to see on the live stream, but there's like a highlight over the parenthesis, and I'm just making sure it lines up to where I expect it to end. And it is apparently all correct now, so that's good. So in theory, this should reference the key vault and get in. Let me just look back at this. Yeah, it basically creates the vault resource group. Microsoft key vaults. We'll see. I think that this is fine. There should be a correct ID for this. So good times on that one. Alright, so this should be able to loop through our settings secret and generate the name and value from that and create the secret reference. And then we need to basically create another copy body to do something slightly different. So this is name. I'm just going to copy this one because it's settings static loop. And this one will go through our static settings that aren't secrets. I'm just gonna kind of copy this, so it'll be very similar. Instead of secret, this is static. Variables length static with a capital S for static. And then update the index on this one. So the name is correct. The value is, instead of settings, it's just name. And then the value is the same thing except it's value. Okay, so just verifying with my thing here, my setting static is just an array of name and value. So I just basically need to pass that through, and that looks correct. So in theory, this should be ready to do at least a validation on. So we'll do that. Oh, this is I restarted my session here because I had secrets all over the screen before I was streaming. So copy index has an invalid argument, app settings loop. So I've still got a reference to the invalid app settings loop. Yeah. So this one down here, Control H. So that's the only one that's there. So I just need to replace that one. Validate. Template is valid, but will it deploy? That's a different story. Let's find out. I have my doubts, but I could be proven wrong. I'm not even on VS Code. My bad. So here we go. Key vaults secret Twitch. Resource not found. Did I not change the looping thing on this one? Probably not. I was trying to loop on the wrong thing. So did I save the? So this is complaining that it's trying to do Twitch subscription subscribe queue as a secret. So I missed one. This one is not a secret. It is a static. What else? Subscribe queue. Twitter notifications. I thought I'd gone through already and cleaned these out. I apparently did not. This one is not a secret either. Just double check. Secret base URI. Unsubscribe queue is not a secret. Storage is, client secret is, webhook. All right. So those are real secrets, and they should already exist in the resource group. So let's try deploying again. Probably got some invalid JSONs in here somewhere. Parameters. Settings, secret, value 5. There is a missing thing there. Yep, some invalid JSON, missing comma. It's always some mundane detail. And a failure. Twitch stream storage. Not found. I missed that one. My bad. Twitch webhook base URI should definitely be there. But maybe I missed it. You guys can stare at that while I double check the secrets. Twitch webhook base URI. Okay, yeah. That one shouldn't be a secret. That one should be a static. Yeah, so I need to create it though. This is the base URI of the Twitch webhook ingestion thing. So the name here is going to be it's the function name with lower cases, HTTPS dot, it's like Azure websites dot net. Yeah, Azure websites dot net / the name of the endpoint, which is Twitch webhook ingestion. Let me just grab that. I could probably do some magic in there. I could probably take a variable in as like ingestion function, but or like statically create this inside there. But we'll just supply the full thing here instead of playing around with that. So what other error messages did it throw at us here? We've got Twitch stream storage. Yeah, so I missed this one before starting the stream. I'm going to take care of that while you are staring at the VS Code. Just in case I accidentally slip up and show the secret. Test Twitch storage account. Alright, so now I've got this secret in there and I've got the other one moved out. I need to make sure that I've removed that one from there. So that should be good. Make sure there's no other like weird failures. Okay. Alright, so that's fixed now. Let's try another deployment. Still gonna be shocked if this works. Um, Everything else deployed, it's just the configuration on the function app is like the last piece. Like if we looked at the resource group, you can see all the other pieces have deployed properly and are in place. But there was a lot of junk in that app settings um, thing that I copied over from the auto-generated one. And I don't know how useful some of that is, but it looks like it's at least deploying now. It's not throwing up on me. Usually it does that pretty quickly, or at least it has for this configuration piece. Looks like it finished up there. That's good. I'm just reviewing the so looking at the function here, it does not look like it deployed the application settings. So that's stupid. Like, it didn't give me any errors. Let me just refresh this. It's missing all of the settings that are supposed to be there. None of them are there. Let me double check that there were no errors that I just happened to miss. There's no errors. It says that it succeeded, but I definitely did not see the settings show up. So let me just double check this craziness down here. So we have some settings here in the app setting, and then name value. I could be doing this completely wrong, and it could require something else, but all the documentation says that that's how it's supposed to go. I couldn't find any good examples of it. The documentation has this as a child resource of the site instead of a top level resource, so it's not a whole lot of help. But let me just double check some of these things, see if they look anywhere close to what was in the thing. PHP version 5.6. This is crazy. It just doesn't have any of these here that should be. Alright, I'm gonna hide this while I look at the deployment log just to Making sure I'm not so I'm going into deployments. So I'll just show this. This is the deployment. It shows everything kind of worked. So let me just look over this. Your deployment is complete. Stream web. Client. Secret. It tells me that this is not the right deployment that I'm looking at. I mean, it's the only successful deployment that has run, so but it acts like it's still trying to deploy some resources that it's definitely not responsible for. Yeah, it's like shows that the config was applied, but I don't see, it doesn't have enough details about let me try running the deployment again. Because it's idempotent, it should so looking in the deployments here, this is the newest one. Said it took 37 seconds to run. This is where it's saying that the config was applied. Some weird stuff here though, like it's saying that it's doing some secrets, but it shouldn't be doing any secrets. There's no secret deployment in there. And if I go back to the overview here, there's no key vault in here, so it shouldn't be deploying secrets, but that could be where it's referencing the secret, getting it in there. But let's just double check, see if redeploying it showed the application settings. No. Like some of these are there, um, but it's not listing these app settings at all. So that's troublesome. This is the extension version, and it's showing one there, so it's not even getting the right app function version applied. All right, so I've got to troubleshoot how to apply these app settings in some way that makes sense. Um, so that's going to require some research, but it's getting late for my time, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back.